Hey everybody, I'm Adri and welcome to my channel where I talk about living in Japan and finance. So this is a topic I've wanted to talk about for a long time, and it's about the US college system, specifically the finances of the US college system. Everyone is in debt. I think the college system's broken in the US. It's insane. The average amount of debt that the student in the US has is about $30,000, and it takes people on average 21 years to pay off their debt. So I want to talk about how I accidentally broke the system. I got college in the US for free, and not only that, I got paid to do it. So I want to talk about exactly what happened to me, because I think it's fair that everyone knows what happened. So you can play the game too. So specifically, I think this video is good for teens. They said I'm scared the living shit out of me. Or anyone who's about to go into college. I want this to kind of give people options to think about what they want to do. I'm going to make a second video after this about trade school in the US and how I think that's a much better option than going to four-year university if you're interested in trade school. I feel like that's a really underutilized resource in the US. It's very affordable, and a lot of the professions that you can get from that pay really well. So, debt. People are going into massive amounts of debt just to go to college. So what happened to me basically was I started working full-time when I was 18, and I went to community college. So I did that, working at the good old Mickey D's. Actually, working there is what motivated me to go to college, because customer service sucks your soul out and makes you nothing but a black hole on the inside. So that was good. And then for getting that tuition for free, I applied for scholarships offered specifically by the school. So you can look on their website. I applied for those and got them. So community college was free for 2 years. And then to get paid to go to community college, my parents were kind enough to offer to pay for it, but I told them if I could get it for free, would they pay me about 10 to 30% of what the tuition would be? My parents laughed and said, sure, if you can get it for free, haha, we'll pay for it. Scholarships, boom, it was free. And then my parents held up their word, and I got just maybe $300 every 4 months or every quarter or so, because they didn't have to pay for it. It was great. Yeah, it's business, baby. But anyway, long story short, didn't know what I wanted to do. Went to community college for quite a while, I think 4 or 5 years instead of the usual 2 in the US. If you don't know what community college is, it's just the first 2 years of college. In the US there's 4. So in the first 2 years you can go to community college, it's cheaper. So I did that, finished. And then by the time I got to university, I was about 24 years old. I was living on my own. I was paying for all of my expenses. I applied for FAFSA, which you should absolutely do if you're trying to go to university. I applied, and they were like, oh, yeah, so you're 24 now, you're independent of your parents' income. We're just looking at your income. Wow, you have no income because you worked a not so good job, and now you're living off those expenses and you have 0 income. So they estimated that I just can't afford school, so they paid for it. And then I also got Pell Grants on top of that. So, I mean, really you are paying for your own living expenses, but about halfway through living on my own, I moved back in with my parents, but then paid them rent. So I was still supporting myself. Technically, I'm still paying for rent. I bought my own food. You know, I was paying for my own phone bill. But if you support yourself, then your estimated contribution, usually for college, is 0 if you're over the age of 24. That is the, for some reason, important factor. So I'm gonna make another video after this about how to save up a ton of money by going to trade school, finishing that, and then by the time you're done at the trade school, if you don't like the trade, you can just go to university for 4 years, and now it'll be free because you'll be 24 and you'll be getting a free 4-year degree and also have a technical degree which you can go back on. So that's it. It's really not that complicated.
And also, it's important to note that when you apply for the FAFSA, you have to be under a certain income bracket in order to be able to be eligible for free school. However, I think most teens or early 20s people will qualify for that. And just to be clear, so in order for all this to work, you, number one, have to be 24. You, number two, have to financially support yourself and be independent. And number three, you have to be low income. And if you're those three things and you apply for the FAFSA, you'll probably get free school. And if you enjoyed this, feel free to like or subscribe for more finance tips, life tips, and travel craziness.
So, what do you think? What do you want to do? Do you want to go to a 4-year university? Do you want to go to trade school? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, we'll see you around.